idea so far is to remove these two pieces and then cut this straight here. Those will come together. We'll use a piece of metal to hold them together. Riveted and tack welded together, or?
We might be able to tack weld it. We'll have to be extremely careful.
I'm perfectly fine with rivets. Maybe we can find black ones. Oh, darn. I'll paint them black.
Yeah.
And then by doing that, that'll provide space to add framing here using a C-channel of metal.
Flat on the bottom, square or rectangular on the sides.
Okay.
So the door will literally sit on the flat piece.
All the way across here.
Yeah. And then again, you just tack it.
And we can't if it overheats with the welding, it'll crack these windows, possibly.
Possibly. You're gonna melt, damage the frame before you do that though.
This gasket thing.
So we gotta figure out something to kind of repair this gasket too.
But the goal is to turn it into a single fold.
I think you're right. I think that might be some kind of screw there. There's one here and then here. So can you give me a knife and we'll cut, because we gotta take this off.
Yeah.
And we're not saving it. So I'll cut these holes out a little bit to see what's underneath there.
So there's likely a screw in there.
Maybe a little bit.
Some sort of fastener.
Some sort of fastener.
Where's the other screws at? Is that one? Bars.
Oh yeah, more leverage. Getting closer. I heard something pop. Wow, that's not in terrible condition.
That one's in good shape.
Yeah. We'll have to, how did we get that glue up? How did we get that glue taken care of on these other steps?
I think I ground it off.
Oh, more grinding. So you've seen a bit of my dad working with me. Just wanted to share a bit about him. My dad, Robert, he's started his career in the Marines doing aviation, I think electrical work on airplanes. Did that for like 9.5 years. Got out when I was like 3 years old. And then after that, he's done odd jobs on different things, DIY projects, worked on cars, so he's got mechanical skills, done some other electrical work around the house, and doing woodworking projects. So I think he built a deck, a small deck in one of our houses. Yeah, he's got a lot of like 30 plus years of experience I do not have by any means. There are a few things he's going to be learning on this project, and I think he's excited to do that. One of them's the welding. So we might be welding the door into a single fold, but definitely going to have to weld in the patches on the floor, stairs as well, and then welding some frames to put things under the bus, like the gray tank, so that they're secured properly. And he's really excited to learn the welding. I don't think I'm going to try the welding, maybe not, but I've got a lot to learn right now, and I think I'm gonna leave that one to him. The other thing is he's getting to try out his newer air tools, which he's really, really excited about. We actually got the compressor warming up in the background. But the other thing that I'm really thankful about his help with is a lot of the tools are his, actually. So I'm fortunate to be able to borrow a lot of these tools. All the air tools are his, the welding tools are his. The only thing that's really mine is some of the hand tools that I've bought. I bought a mechanics set so that I can eventually do some maintenance on the engine. Eventually, I gotta do some learning there. And then I bought my own impact driver and hammer drill and accessories for that. But really, and I got a couple saws. I think it's a skill. I've got a skill saw, chop saw, one of the two, something like that, and Sawzall. But everything else is his. Out on our land, we want to set up, or he wants to set up woodworking shop and a space to be able to work on his truck and things like that. So yeah, he's buying tools and expecting to be using them for multiple projects across the land, and I'm really grateful to be able to borrow them. It's saving me a ton of money on, I could probably get a little bit better building supplies for the bus because I don't have to spend money on the tools. So if you can borrow some tools and decent quality tools, I highly recommend that. Save you some money. But I would recommend definitely purchasing your own impact driver and hammer drill, because you'll be using that sucker on almost every project, I think. And some hand tools, screwdrivers, whatever. He's also my muscle. The guy lifts weights and does CrossFit for fun, so I'm really grateful for his brute strength. Not gonna lie, that's been really useful. But yeah, you'll see him around in pretty much every video. He's gonna be helping me through this whole thing, and really grateful for him. So. So, should be the last demo day. We got the last panel that Dad's actually looking at right now to take off on the back wall. What he's looking at is a switch that is tied to the ignition. So when the bolt is locked in place on the back door, it doesn't allow the engine to start. So we are trying to make sure, as we're deleting that system, that we can still start the ignition. So he's figuring out which wires and whatnot to either close or open the loop. He's got all the electrical experience, so I'm leaving that to him. Once that's done, we'll get the rest of the panels off on that back wall and then delete the rest of the wires.
Yeah, we'll need a good reference photo because it's got 2 relays and 2 switches. I'm not sure how that'll work.
So it's important to get this relay right because, again, if we have the wrong open or close in the relay, we won't be able to turn on the bus or have to start snipping wires. So do a little bit of research and figure it out.
So that's the bolt assembly. It has to be, the bolt has to be open and depressing that switch. So this switch has to be started for the bus to run.
Okay, which is the unlocked position for the door.
Yes. The opposite is true for the door latch. Not this bolt, but the door itself. It has to be depressed to run, meaning the door is closed. It looks like that just provides a ground for here. Push to there, so it pushes the ground out. This must just be power for the relays.
Okay.
Relays have a coil that needs power and a ground to energize. When that coil is energized, it produces a magnetic field, and it basically, that magnetic field takes a oversimplification, but a metal rod, and moves it and activates a switch. Now, can you get a close-up on that? All right. So this number 86 here and 85 is for the coil. When the coil is activated, meaning it's powered, this diagram represents this metal slug here, this metal rod will pull back and it will activate this, or push out, one of the two. Looks like this one will push out. No, wish I remembered how to read these. Been a few years.
What are those called?
A relay.
Oh. It looks like the clouds are finally breaking. We had a winter storm this week and it was kind of a bad one. Wyoming usually has like 300 days of sunshine, but of course February has been mostly dreary and cloudy. And it's like, 20 of those 60 days, 65 days, whatever, that we don't have sunshine in Wyoming, and it's a bit depressing. I mean, come on, people. We don't live in Seattle here. I want sunshine. That would be perfect. Maybe next week. Next week. Let's hope for that. Next week is March, so weather might get nicer in March, and it might be cold. Although spring storms around here tend to be wet and nasty. Wow, they used a lot of tape. And it looks like they added stuff because they've got some tape together and then layers of tape on top of layers of tape. Gotta be careful not to cut the wires because I'm not sure out of this bundle which one we gotta keep for like the brake lights and stuff like that. So I think a good chunk of these will get deleted because they're mostly the overhead lights, the flashers in the back that we won't need because it's not legal to keep flashers like when it's on a school bus. So yeah. My finger. Blood. Ugh. Just taking a moment to clot. Okay. I do have, it's called Goo something. It's got like yarrow, calendula and stuff. I'm gonna go get that on there with a Band-Aid. Ugh, I was being so careful. Ugh. Ah, let's not lie here. Doesn't matter how careful I am, I always hurt myself in some way. Ugh. Okay.